You know, if Kim Regis was a lot younger in this movie, I think it would have been a completely different movie. Final Fantasy 15, Kingsglaive. Yo, did I really just put Tina Fey right there? That's pretty funny. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Happy. As you can tell by my voice cracking, I am not doing so well. I actually have something called walking pneumonia, but that's not here nor there. Today I'm going to be talking about Final Fantasy 15 Kingsglaive. At the end of this, I'm going to tell you a couple of things. I'm going to tell you the good about it. I'm going to tell you the bad about it. I'm going to give you the Rattata technical things about it. And finally, I'm going to tell you if you should go buy it on Blu-ray or if you shouldn't. All right, let's talk about the good. Of course, right off the bat, you got to talk about the effects in this movie. The effects are mind-blowingly amazing. You guys have no idea. Like, I know you've seen the trailer. Oh, it looks kind of cool. But when you're in the actual movie and you actually get to see everything looks awesome. Especially like when they teleport, it's like they go from one place to another and it's like glass breaking. It's amazing. And another thing that I really liked about this movie is the fact that they give a big shout out to like all us Final Fantasy players that used to play the game for way back in the day. I mean, there's a lot of little things here, a lot of little Easter eggs in this movie. There's a whole bunch of Easter eggs all over the movie. So I really want you guys to let me know exactly what Easter eggs you guys found in the movie once you actually go and see it, because there's a couple of things that I saw on there that I was like, oh, FF6 or oh, FF4, you know, a lot of little things like that, you know. Another thing that I really liked was Luna Frey, I think is her name. She was, I'm telling you, if she was on screen, you could tell that everything was about her, all right? And not only that, but I did not think that she was that type of character that she turned out to be. I don't mean to go into spoilers here, but I was like, you know, watching the movie and I'll see her doing something. I was like, nah, she ain't not gonna do that. She's not gonna do that. And surely enough, she would. She would just do like the craziest things that you could possibly imagine. And I really like that about her. You know, she's a person who is crazy, but in a good way, you know. And speaking about Luna, I also got to talk about my main man, Nyx. I mean, Nyx was great in this movie through and through. He is a Final Fantasy protagonist, you know, through and through. He's going to be the hero of the story, and there's a lot of things that they touch upon with his past and everything, and it gives you like that type of mentality where you're standing in his shoes, okay? And I'll talk about something else about him, you know, in another things, but yeah, I mean, when he's on camera, your eyes automatically focus to him. And big ups to, you know, the motion capture or whoever did the motions for the face for Nyx, because it looks really good, like it's dead on. And the last good thing that I want to talk about is the demons. Yes, there's, and again, I don't want to go into too much spoilers because there's a lot of this is spoiler territory, so I'm not gonna say exactly what it is, but again, there's these things called demons in the actual movie. They take a big part of the actual movie, you know, and I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to go too much into like ruining anything for you guys. You guys should check it out. But yeah, demons, that's all I gotta tell you guys. Just when I talk about demons, okay? All right, so let's talk about the bad. The first bad thing that I really got to talk to you guys about is that the first half of this movie drags on, and it's something that really I just couldn't stand for a while, because it was just dragging on. They were talking about some characters. I know that they're trying to like piece everything together, and this is the other thing that I didn't like about it. The way it was cut and pasted together, you know, it wasn't edited in a really good way. It was just dragging on and on and on towards the beginning of the movie. Thank God that later, you know, it picks up tremendously, but the whole first half of this movie was just weird because it wasn't connected. The way it was cut up, it was just not connected. And this is where I'm gonna go back to the thing about Nyx. Nyx is constantly doing something. I'm not gonna tell you guys in this movie, but towards the beginning of the whole thing, he's doing something, you know, where it's always stopping him from doing something else, okay? And towards the end of this movie, that is no longer a part of it at all. It's just like, oh, okay, you know, take me for example. I'm afraid of heights, right? Now this, again, this has nothing to do with the movie, but I just want to, you know, give you guys what I'm trying to say over here. I'm afraid of heights, right? Every time that I go by a really tall building, I'll be like, whoa, I'm afraid of heights, right? So I carry that throughout my whole life. It's not like, you know, I could just randomly go to another building and be like, oh, I'm no longer afraid of heights, I'm just gonna do this and that. And that is the consistency that the movie didn't hold up. If you're gonna make a character have a flaw in the beginning of the movie, make him carry that flaw throughout the whole movie, or tell us how he somehow overcame his flaw. You see what I'm saying? So that is my only major problem with the movie, that, you know, it was cut up bad, the editing was a little bit off, and King Regis really didn't stand out as much as I thought he would have. You know, granted, he is a much older person now. That's the way they drew him up or whatever. But he didn't stand out as a good character when you put him against the light of Nyx and Luna. I mean, they were great. I really loved them, but King Regis, I wasn't too crazy about him. And now let's talk about the Rattata technical. This is something that really bothered me, okay? And I think it bothered a lot of people, because when I was coming out of the movie, a lot of people had the same thing, okay? And this may be spoiler, but not really. You guys need to know this before watching this movie, all right? The voices in the English one were not synced perfectly with, like, the lips and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a little bit off. You could tell a lot of the time that it was, you know, just not working the way it's supposed to be working. And that is a real shame, because, I mean, it does take away from the movie, you know? It does put you out. The voice actors are great in it, don't get me wrong, but it's just the way they synced them up that it just didn't go. It was like the guy was like, and then the guy was like, I don't know how to explain it, like the guy would give like such an emotional speech, right? And then the face just didn't go with that type of emotion that the guy was saying, so it kind of like threw me off a little bit. I'm pretty sure if I see it in Japanese, and that's what I'm hoping for when I get the DVD, that the Japanese have that better synchronization with the movie than the US one did. And I know it's kind of like really fast that they had to make it in Japanese and French and English, so maybe that is what made it, you know, not as great, but I still do think that they could have done a better job. The other thing is, most of this movie is pretty freaking quiet. I don't know how to explain it. Like, you know, when you have movies of this thing, for example, take Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. As you're watching Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, there's songs that are playing that you've heard in Final Fantasy VII. So it kind of like goes with that, you know, or like you'll have like a misty type of music in the background. A lot of this movie is pretty freaking quiet. Like, he's just, you know, going around doing things, and it's just dead silence. Same thing with the main girl. She's going around doing things, dead silence. Nobody around. Nothing. And it freaked me the hell out half the time. I was like, why is, like, did they not, you know, put music into this? Like, what's going on with this? This is crazy to me. The last thing that I really have to say is that the freaking effects for the face were amazing. All right, guys, you have no idea. Like, these faces look like real faces. Like, for a couple of seconds, I was like, is this CG? Is it real? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you would get that type of look. And it was something that was really good. So let's get to the overall thing of this. Weighing the good and the bad and everything, I gotta say that I came out of this movie still clapping it up. I think everybody in the theater was clapping it up. Everybody was really excited about it. I thought everybody mostly thought it was a really good movie. Towards the end, again, I cannot stress that enough. Towards the end, that thing I'm talking about, it went from 0 to 100. It went crazy at the end of this movie, okay? And everybody came out, everybody stood up, gave it a round of applause. It was great. So because of that, I'm gonna give this movie an 8.8 out of 10. It is a really good movie. You should definitely get it on Blu-ray when it comes out, especially because they're gonna have an extended cut of the movie, so it may fill in all those holes that the original one that I saw was missing. Final Fantasy Advent Children did something like this in the past, and it was a much better film. Guys, have you seen Final Fantasy Kingsglaive? What do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section below, okay? Also, if you really like this video, make sure that you guys hit that like button. It really helps out the channel. Make sure that you share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Remember, guys, no matter how hard it gets, you gotta stay happy. Rattata. Have a nice day. Yeah.